Friday, September 14th, and I'm really hoping we can get this microsquirt finished and running today. So let's cross our dicks and hope for the best. So yeah, so the only thing is we gotta get the crank sensor hooked up. We still need to make an engine block ground, and then we got all the stuff to do inside. So yeah, let's get to work. First thing we're gonna knock out is the O2 sensor. So this is the analog output on the wideband. It comes off the box. Somewhere's up there. It's buried. Yeah, so the brown one is the wideband, black is the engine ground, and then green is just the narrow band. So we're going to be using, I believe we'll be using the brown one and then the black one. So yeah, let's get that hooked up. Alright, so we got, we just put, so this one's doubled up. This is fuel pump and the alternator. I put microsquirt on its own. And then on this one, we have 12 volts for the ignition, or the coils, and then 12 volts for the injectors. So that's all hooked up. That's, I think, the last of everything that needs to get hooked up in here, except we need to ground this. It says to the engine block. I'm going to find out how important it is to be to the engine block. If it is, then we got to send a wire through the loom. So, but yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so it's all ran and tucked. I grounded the analog output for the wideband right there. It says to do with the engine block on the like the thing, but Paul's is the same setup, and we didn't do that either. So that'll be fine. If I have issues, we can do it. But for sake of easiness, that's what we're gonna do. So now to out here, I have to figure out where I'm gonna ground the engine harness for the coils. I have this guy, which I had to cut off, so we'll have to figure out where we're gonna put it, and then I'll splice and solder this on. So let's do that, and then the last thing is the crank sensor. Then we get to figure out how to tune this shit, and hope to God it starts up. Okay, so I put the 3-bar map sensor on there. We need to get vacuum line before we can try and start it, which sucks. We also need to get the alternator belt as well. And then, so that's where I ended up grounding it. Hopefully it'll work fine. If we run into issues, then we just try a different spot. But I can't bolt down the upper plenum until we get the vacuum line, because it's going to get ran through underneath. So now, last thing is the crank sensor. So let's get that done. We got the crank sensor. It's hooked up like in a temporary form right now, because there's no way to tell on the sensor which side's like the negative positive. So you basically got to hook it up, test it, and hopefully it's right. If it is, then I'll come back and I'll solder it and all that fancy shit. So, I mean, it's got shrink tubing on it and all that. Let's see here. It's right up there. So it's shrink tubed and all that, but it's nothing fancy yet. So, Paul ran to the parts store. He's getting a new serpentine belt and some vacuum lines, so that way I can get that ran. And then we'll be good to load up some software and hope that she starts. So let's do that. So I ran the ALED over here, and it's this one we're going to use for the boost solenoid, boost control solenoid. But I figured I'm waiting on Paul, so I'm going to probably take out the mass airflow sensor. So yeah, let's get that out. That'll be fucking sweet. Okay, it's legit done. So we got rid of the mass airflow sensor. I like how this looks so clean and shiny compared to that stuff. We got the map sensor. I was going to run it underneath, but I ended up running it around the back just because I was a little worried about it, like pinching it off or something like that. That would not be good. So we got that. I believe that's it. And I ran the ALED over here. Oh yeah, and we put the new serpentine belt on. Other than that, that's it. Now, Paul's here, and we're gonna throw some software on there and
do a thing.
Pray to somebody that will actually make the car start. So, let's do this. Load in some firmware. So, hopefully, everything good so far. I turned it on, and it didn't catch on fire. So, and it recognized it, so, even though it said that there's 3 of them for some reason. I remember yours, it took, like, we took forever to get one to fucking pop up. But, yeah, so far so good. Error. That's funny, because I ended the video as he says error. But we ended up grounding out the bootload, because we tried it without it. So, now we're trying it with it, so hopefully that'll work. Alright, we had to go grab my laptop, because, once again, fuck Mac. I said it. But, yeah, we ended up having to download this, like, MS downloader. And then we had to download, what the fuck was it?
Is it done?
This microsquirt 2 firmware download there. And then, yeah, it says it's complete, or it says verifying complete. So is it done, or is it verifying that it's complete?
I wish your computer wasn't so slow, so I knew if it was doing something.
But, yeah, we'll keep going. Hopefully, this will be less stressful. We got everything. Everything is reading, so hopefully everything's good. One issue. The fuel pump's not kicking on. So, and it's the relay. I wired up the relay wrong. I figured it was the same as how it was before, but apparently it grounds the relay instead of sending signal to it or whatever. So we just got to redo the relay, and then we'll be kosher. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's get this wired. Alright, well, we're gonna give her the old starter upper off. So, hopefully it works. Right, the other people then. Hey. No luck. Oh, we've taken out the spark plug on cylinder 1, brought it up to top dead center using the fancy screwdriver method, and then what I did was I don't have a paint pen, so I just sprayed some spray paint in there, used a Q-tip, and I put 2 little dots right there, one on the timing cover and one on the crank pulley. So then we should be able to shine the light in right here and be able to see if it's lining up. So hopefully that's gonna work. So let's check timing, because it's not starting. We've tried a lot of things and it's not starting, so we gotta check timing. So let's do that. Alright, well, I ended up flipping around the crank positioning sensor wires, and now we're gonna give her the old college try, and this better fucking work, because I'm hostile. Well, it's been a couple hours. I'm calming down now. Today was a bust, guys. I really was hoping to get this shit running for you guys, but it was a bust. What I'm thinking the problem is I think it's the fuel injectors. We have spark, because I went through and I took all those off, and then we tested spark A. So spark A was firing the 2 that were supposed to be firing for their cylinders. So then I put those ones on, then we went to spark B, went through, did the same thing, spark C. So all our spark is good. so that's not a problem. And we're not getting like an actual combustion. Timing shouldn't be that fucking far off, but who the fuck knows. We tried using the timing light, and I don't think it was that successful. I really want the fucking car running to do that, because it should fucking run. Should be close enough to run. Yeah, I'm thinking it's fuel injectors, because we did the test for the fuel injectors and I couldn't hear it. So, but motherfuck, the mosquitoes are so bad because we had that flooding, you know, from the bad storm. But yeah, sorry guys, I tried. Today's Friday, tomorrow will be Saturday. We're gonna hopefully try and tackle it again. The battery died on us and I was getting pissed about it. So just gonna stop where I was and just ponder on my life. But yeah, that's really sucky. I really hope we can get it running tomorrow. I'm very excited for microsquirt, and honestly, I still would recommend it. I don't even have my shit running yet, but it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be awesome. I know when we were trying to start it a couple times, it backfired like 2 times or whatever. It scared the fuck out of us. So this thing's probably gonna have some obnoxious freaking 2-step. So that's okay. That's what us racers are for. So, but yeah, kind of poopy. But you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. For those that bought merch, and thanks to that guy. You know who you are, and you know why. But you know, I'm out. All right, this is what we're dealing with. Ignition. And it's also like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Alright, we'll just add this on to yesterday's video, because today I was upset, so I didn't feel like freaking recording. Basically what happened today is I rewired all the fuel pump, or not the fuel pump, the fuel injectors. We got the fuel injectors firing, they're going great. So we did that, still wouldn't fire. And then after that, we had no idea what the fuck to think. So I went and bought a new crank sensor, put that in, didn't fire up. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, the last thing would be firing order. I'm messing around with that. And I got it to fire on a couple, so I redid it. And we got it to start up. And so it did start up. And it was idling at like 2,000. And I wasn't happy with that because I don't want it to overheat or nothing stupid. I had the fan going, but I was trying to get like the idle churn down, and turns out it wouldn't churn down anymore. So that's sweet. And then after that, I tried flipping the crank wires around to see if maybe that's what, because we tried churning down the idle with the timing. It wouldn't churn it down. So yeah, basically that's what happened. And then I ended up flipping around the crank wires to see if that would help, and it didn't. And then ever since then, like, I flipped the wires back, and then I put the one that has the resistor back in. Ever since I flipped the wire, it hasn't been the same. I'm thinking maybe I fucked that crank sensor. Well, throughout still continuing to try and fucking turn the piece of shit on, I think I burnt out the starter. So that sucks, because I don't have the money for a fucking starter. So that means the Fiero might be sitting for a while, because I think it's like 140 bucks or something like that for the one with the lifetime warranty at O'Reilly's. So that's sweet. But yeah, that's how she sits. Yep, that's it. Now we're probably gonna run to the hill and just shoot the shit for a little while, because this is depressing as fuck. And yeah, microsquirt's great. Gotta love it. Hey, It's like initiation for microsquirt.
Yeah, you gotta.
You gotta fucking hate the fuck out of your car before you get to love the fuck out of your car. So.
You gotta really struggle.
But yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. First, you can barely see it. First time Paul got pulled over in the Conquest.
That's a lie.
No, you got pulled over? Oh yeah, that's right, you got pulled over. Yeah, but this time for being a hoonigan.
Yeah, that new clutch is killing me.
Yep. So yeah, good times.